beautiful people. Now welcome back again to my channel. Now maybe the Warri Girl, I don't come again with another girl news. Yes, so my people, I first want to appreciate all of now. They come this channel, they come support me. God go bless all of una. So my people, I don't want to take on our time today. So today, so many people don't they ask. So now see they see what here they post. People don't they ask say, I bet waiting Chief Warri talk about the Edict of 1979. So I don't want to talk, I beg. I go dey post everything when they don't talk so far for the court and wetin Ayiri Mami talk and wetin Chief Warri talk, everything I go dey drop am so that at least una go fit understand. If you watch finish, make you listen to wetin he talk about that thing. I know say some people no still buy the idea, but watch am finish, make you hear wetin he talk. You know say people dey work with the law, you understand. Not be everything na person dey know finish. Where you take know end na there other person take start. So this na people wey be like say dem know wetin that thing talk with evidence. So I go dey drop the video, more na watch am. As the case still dey court, they still dey talk about everything. The thing, they don open the case fresh again. So I go still bring that news for now. But first of all, before I go bring all those ones, I don already do the video they finish. Before I go bring all those ones, I go first drop all the whole thing when Chief Warri talk. I go drop about 5 video or 4 video, make you hear everything because the video long, so I need to cut am small. So when you watch and finish, before I go drop Ayiri Mami and the one when they take enter for court, so that una go understand am. If you watch finish, I beg make you subscribe to my channel. I go see you again for another video. Make you drop your comments too. Bye.
A wonderful day and welcome to the part 2 of our series of rejoining the issue that was brought to the social media by that gentleman from Edo State as to whether or not there is a controversy over the emergence of the new Olu of Warri. I remain Chief Robinson Orishemuminawo Ariyo, the Egogo of Warri Kingdom. Now, previously I had laid down the background to demonstrate to us how it is that indeed in modern times we do have our custom and tradition and retain them as a matter of fact, but that they, because of modernity, will necessarily have to pass certain tests which we refer to as repugnancy tests in our first step. Now, over the years, several human rights activists, lawyers, and countries that are adherents to the principle behind human rights have approved and adopted a particular provision, which in our case is enshrined in Section 42, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. This is a reflection of Article 28 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Article 7 of the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. All of these are put in place to ensure that a man, and by man I mean generic man or woman, is not discriminated against solely as a result of the circumstance of his birth. Now, some of you may wonder where I am going. Now, this document that you may be able to see here is the entire center of attraction. A lot of those who elect to comment on this issue have not even taken their time to read the heading of this document. This document is not an edict. I want to bring it close. It's a declaration made under Section 8 of the edict. A declaration made. And as you can see, if you take your time to look closely at the document, What it has are paragraphs and not sections. Okay? Now, let us go into the content, the intention of this document. Many of those who brandish this document, who say, by the edict I stand, by the edict I sit, they have not even taken time, sufficient time to even look at the document itself. First of all, it's not an edict. It is not an edict. It is a declaration made pursuant to an edict. And so we must get certain things right. So if we don't get such pedestrian issue right, how do we think we can get other issues right? But let us even, for the sake of argument, pretend that it is what they are calling it, edict. Now, a careful look at this document will show to you that there are three critical organs that are at play with regards to the enthronement of a new Olu of Warri. Now, like I have said before now, the departure, the joining of his ancestors is usually a sacred, private issue. It's not one that is intended to be made public as it has been made. However, like I said in my former video, should you allow people to tell a lie over and over again, especially with the cloak that they are rooted in Benin custom and tradition, from where we aboriginally as Ishekiris, came, the tendency would be for people to believe such. Now, by this document, if you took your time to look at it, you will discover that each of the three organs, critical organs, have their distinct role and distinct role and duty in the process. The process, yes, is initiated by the Ologbosere. In this particular dispensation, he did initiate the process, which is approach the Ginwa, the first ruling house, and seek one of two things: either the head of the ruling house or a nominee to represent the ruling house. So it's either the Olorebi or the Olarebi. The Olarebi is the eldest man in the ruling house. The Olorebi is the nominee of the head of the ruling house. In this case, it emerged that the young man called Emmanuel Okotiebo became the Olorebi, accepted to the Ologbosere. And so the next stage was for the Ginwa, the first ruling house, to go and select a suitable candidate. So the job of selection is that exclusively for the Ginwa, the first ruling house, without any provision for interference with any other organ. And so the Ginwa, the first ruling house, went and they did select, make a nomination. And this is the first critical point at which the Ifa comes to play. Before handing that nominee over to the Olu Advisory Council, the Ginwa, the first ruling house, is required to do an Ifa consultation, which we call Ifeyin. You may want, for want of what, you may just want to call it Expo. In other words, you want to consult the Ifa to know, so that you don't end up presenting a candidate whom in the larger society will be rejected by the Ifa. So the family of Giniwa, having consulted the FA, handed the candidate, submitted the particulars and name of the candidate to the Olu Advisory Council through the Ologbo Chief Ayiri Emami. Upon that exercise, Chief Ayiri Emami was then supposed to bring this to the attention of the Olu Advisory Council. The powers to approve is not that of Chief Ayiri Emami, but that of the Olu Advisory Council. Take a look at this document properly. Okay? But this was where things temporarily went rough. Chief Ayiri Emami perceived himself to be the approving authority. When it is said that a person is chairman in council, it doesn't mean that the person is chairman in his room. I do not know what influenced him, but in his room, he did write a letter to disqualify a candidate presented to him by the Giniwa, the first ruling house. And he purported to have those powers based on what he construed to be the position of this declaration, which he brandishes, which he and his crew brandish as an edict. To make matters clearer, they argue that because the nominee of Giniwa, the first ruling house, Prince Shola Emiko, was not born of an Edo mother or Ishekiri mother. And this is an issue I need to clarify. The language in the edict is Edo origin. Edo origin. Now, the question you want to ask, for the purpose of argument, even if they think that they even have a case, is the mother of Prince Shola Emiko being a Yoruba, does that pass as Edo origin? The question is simple. The history books tell us something, and that is that Edo and Yoruba are aboriginally the same. The only point of departure is that some of the books tell us that it was Edo that fathered Yoruba. Other books tell us that it was Yoruba that fathered Edo. So, if you met with the Oba of Benin, he's probably going to tell you that it was Benin that fathered Yoruba. And if you met with the Oni of Ife, he's probably going to tell you that it was Yoruba that fathered Benin. So it's a case of the egg and the hen, which one came first. But one thing is clear, that the two have same link. Mind you, it is very interesting to know, most of us, like I said, are elementary government students. It is very interesting to note that generally, when you want to describe Bini, B-I-N-I, you describe it not meaning Edo. And the word used here is not Bini. And most of us, most of those, including the young man of Edo ethnic extraction, who made the tape which is eliciting this response, read into this document the word Bini in place of Edo. Very clearly, when you say Edo, it encapsulates a wider spectrum than when you say Bini. My dear, the word used here is Edo and not Bini. Therefore, when you say of Edo origin, it is something much more wider than you are trying to restrict in your mind by replacing with Bini. So, for me, that gentleman needs to go back and do a lot of work. The next part of this presentation will delve in even deeper into this issue than we have done. Thank you as you listen.